Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel, nice to see you again. Last fishy video I did, at least, you saw me putting together this tank. It's a tank I put together using some rocks that I foraged from the local river that I've got down here. Cleaned them up, tested them to make sure that they were okay to put in here, and then kind of scaped the tank. The plants were borrowed from existing tanks or other tanks that I've got here and down in the fish room as well. Begged and borrowed from various tanks to build out what I wanted, but I talked about wanting to get some extra fish in here. And we had the gold and white cloud mountain minnows, but what I really wanted to keep in here was the regular mountain minnows and the white clouds, and because I really think they look like river fish, they look like trout to me, or at least resemble that anyway. So I went on eBay and ordered some, fully thinking, yeah, they're not going to come now because the C word that's going on at the moment. Fully expecting that they say, yeah, no problem, we'll deliver them after you get sorted. But they turned up. So I didn't really know this at the time, but I was buying from a local-ish company in Derbyshire, Koi and Aquatics. And yeah, they emailed me the next day saying, yeah, no problem, what day do you want them delivered? Well, it was a bit funny actually. They said, are you going to be in? I was thinking, where else am I going to be? But yeah, some people are still working, I guess. So yeah, arranged delivery. He came himself, drove them up here and dropped the fish off. We socially distanced ourselves where we met at the driveway outside my house, and he disinfected the bag, hand left it on the driveway for me, and we waved at each other and away he went. I was a little conflicted at first because I was thinking, is this really an essential purchase? Should we be buying fish now? Or should I be getting them shipped here anyway? But on the other hand, it is supporting a local business or a small business. So 6 of one, half a dozen of the other, but it's not really going to keep his business afloat, one purchase of 8 fish. But you know, every little helps. But anyway, the deed is done and they are here. So there's the tank with them swimming around. I think that's just the right size of shoaler fish that I was after. They're mixing well with the goldens. Yeah, I'm really pleased with the purchase. They look like quite good sized fish as well. A lot of times when you buy fish on eBay or online, you get shipped very young fish, very small fish, but these are all quite chunky. Colours are quite good, even straight out the bag they look quite good, but they've coloured up even more today. Interacting well, swimming about, nice and active, exactly what I was wanting, and giving me that feeling or reminiscence of actual river fish. I know the tank in the end, as I said in my last video, it didn't exactly turn out like a river bottom, given that I've used all different kind of plants. But yeah, if you squint from a distance, you might confuse it for that. So as well as the fish that I have got, so these are the white cloud mountain minnows. They're cold water or temperate water fish. They don't need a heater in this tank or anything, so it's a really easy fish to get along with. They're often called the poor man's tetra. But equal to tetras, I think, in terms of colour and interest. You can see why people make that kind of similarity between the two, because they do have very similar markings and colourings and sizes and the way they move around. But I think it kind of diminishes them a little bit to call them the poor man's tetra, because I think they're worth it in their own right. As well as that, I wanted to get some hillstream loaches or something along those lines, but I haven't been able to get them. They can wait, I'll wait until afterwards. I want to add a little bit more gravel to get some smaller stones down the bottom to make it look a little more natural. So I've got the big stones, I've got the medium stones, I've got the small stones, but I've not got any kind of gravelly stuff, so I'll have a dig around and see if I can find anything for that. And plants, I wanted to get a background of valves, jungle valves or twisted valves. I have ordered some off eBay, but they haven't come yet, so when they go in, that will hopefully make it look a little bit better. But one of the comments from the setup video from this tank was it would look much better with a black background, and I agree. I think it probably would look a lot better with a black background, but I don't have any vinyl left. I would normally use vinyl to put a wrap on the back of the tank, if you like. But the place that I go to get that vinyl is shut, or the places that I have gone to, and I could order it online, but I've done that twice in the past and ordered completely the wrong thing and then ended up with a load of hassle trying to return it and getting it right. So I prefer to go and pick it up, make sure it is the stuff that I want, and do that. So I thought I'd have a bit of a dig around and see if I could come up with a temporary background. So thought number one was I have various bits of coloured card that are actually roughly the right size for this. And while it did look okay, maybe at a stretch, as soon as I got a splash on it, it kind of ruined it all together, and it just didn't look very good at all in the end. The second thought was I actually used this material here to use as lids. So that actually sits up there. This is the lid for the aquarium. I could paint that and slide it down the back, and that would look quite good, but that seemed like a lot of faff and a waste of this stuff, because it's not the cheapest stuff in the world. I mean, it's not hugely expensive, but it's not the cheapest stuff in the world. So I got to thinking, I tried a few more things, but in the end they were just all rubbish. And then that in itself got me thinking. Bin bags. Really is just as simple as taking your regular bin bag or trash bag for my American friends. This is black. This one actually has recycled and various stickers over it, so you need to make sure you're using the right bit. If you're going to be really lazy, you can literally just drape this down the back of the tank. It will actually stick with a little bit of moisture, but let's go one stage further. I'm going to measure this, cut out the bin bag, and then I'll show you how to attach it. So there you go. In the end it was a bit easier rather than measuring it out and trying to do this on the floor. I'm not trying to be precise, and I'm not the craftiest of people in the world anyway. So laying it up against the front, cutting it to the rough shape, and then cutting it a little bit smaller again, you got a nice black background. And the way to apply it, I have found, and I'm fine with this being really rough. I'll cut it a little bit smaller so as it will go behind where the substrate line is down here and at the top. And it's a temporary thing. This is only until I get the real stuff that I want. But hopefully I can make this look half decent. And to apply it, you just stick it on. There you go. I mean, I could spend a bit longer finagling it and ironing out the creases. If it doesn't stick, what I found the first time I did this was if you just drip a few droplets of water down the back and then put the plastic on, that seems to make it pull onto the glass. And then you can just kind of smooth it out. I used like a window squeegee last time I did it. I've just done it with my bare hands there just as a demonstration, but that looks just as good, and it's perfectly fine for hopefully a few weeks and not a few months until I get the proper stuff. Anyway, just a bit of a quick update video. I hope you enjoyed that. If you did, give us a like, a subscribe, a comment, a share, all that good stuff, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye.